Let's get it.
Grind Hustler boys are back once again. We have the stars of the Concrete Garden. We have my man Lee. We have my man Akbar. Let's clap it up for him real quick. So, Lee, you're 1/3 of RCL, and your story, man. I've been hearing a lot about your story, and I want you to kind of start off with how you got into this, the inspiration, and just how everything unfolded. And I want to hear the same from you.
It's a true story. It's a true event. It's
Right.
a true event. This happened. I was in Terre Haute, Indiana, federal prison. And I had also a state case I was fighting. It was consecutive.
Mm-hmm.
So, after having 10 years in, I got a new appeal. So they bring me into the state to start my new trial. So when they bring me to start my new trial, the county that was supposed to hold me, Middlesex County, it was like, nah, we're not signing off on all that stuff like that. Excuse me. So the feds couldn't grab me and take me back to Indiana.
Right.
They're not gonna do that. So what they did was they found a jail that had a gang unit, Northern State at that time.
Northern
State. Yeah.
We're familiar with that
Yeah.
gang unit. So they signed off on me because they had a gang unit.
Yeah.
So it was like if I was put as a gang member while I was in population.
Right.
That was the only thing, right? So I was there 2 months, almost 3 months. An incident happened. A security guard, CO, ended up getting hurt. Allegedly, they say I put the hit on him. So they ended up shipping me out. So when I was in the hole, they said, "You getting shipped out." So I was like, "I'm going back to the feds. I'm out of here." All right. So they was like, "Nah, where you want to go?" I was like, "You asked me where I want to go? I want to go to Rollway. Because, I'm down the block."
Yeah, right.
I said, "I want to go to Warwick Prison." It was like, "That's where you want to go?" I said, "Yeah." It was like, "All right, that's where you're going anyway, because that's the only way. Who else you can go?"
Right.
Me too. So they sent me to Rollway, man. It was a blessing, man. I get there, and, I'm there for a couple months. One of my Muslim brothers, Hussein, man, he finds me a job. He finds me a job where he's working in the detail down under. For those who are familiar with Rollway State Prison, they have down under, and then we have the building. So
Mm-hmm.
I was in the building, but working down under. That's where the shops are you make down there, sewing the clothes, the furniture, stuff like that. I started working there. So when I get down there, is an elder. He doing life. He already got 38 years in. He's 80 years old, and he had my same detail. So every time he come, I'd be like, "Oh, gee, sit down, man. I got this, man. I got your detail, man." He'd be like, "Nah, leave, man. I gotta move around. I gotta stay strong, I'd be like, "Nah, oh, gee, sit down, man. I got you." Kid, I told him with some brothers, "Yo, get him some coffee." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Some coffee. He's an elder. Those who are familiar in Rollway, you get a food package every 6 months. Every 6 months, they send you food from the outside. They can send you tomatoes, eggplant, watermelons, and all your family food that we don't get in the state, right? So one day, he comes and he got little seeds in his pocket, and he pulls out the little seeds. And when we was working at, it's a door you open, and it's a little yard you can go out, and it's not that big, but it's dirt, and everything else is cement, bricks and cement, and the fence, of course, power wire, of course. So he starts planting the little seeds. Man, couple months, man, we're looking, and the vines popped out through the concrete. And the tomatoes were stuck on the wall. The little eggplant on the wall, little watermelons in the corner were stuck on the wall. So it was like, oh, it's amazing, man. How the vines broke through the concrete, and the tomatoes were, it was amazing, man, the way it just looked. So the lieutenant, they came, and it was like, oh, man. They was like, listen, if y'all move that right there, he could keep planting, but y'all got to take all those bricks out and all that.
Yeah.
So I'll say, yeah, no doubt, man. So they bring us the wheelbarrow. I got a couple of my brothers to come down there, help me out. So we did it. We moved all the bricks. We took it over there, and the other officers, they had that detail to take it out. You know what I mean? So we made it bigger for him. He kept planting. But the vines, they were still coming out through the other side of the concrete. It's like they didn't want to go straight. It was just they would come out.
Going through,
through the cement, the concrete. It's And then it was started like a garden, like, oh, snap. Then I told one of the brothers, I was like, yo, we created the concrete garden, man.
Oh,
We created the concrete garden. So when I went back to the feds, I got blessed. They read my state time concurrent one time. So when I get back to the feds, I was writing a book. I got into writing a book. The title of the book was From Beast to Human. That was the title.
It was based on you?
Yeah, it was based on me and my lifestyle growing up and stuff like that. So that was the title of it. So I was like, nah, you know, when I go back, I'm going to put the concrete garden. That's going to be the title of it, the concrete garden. You know what I mean? So it's a blessing. So when I get back and stuff like that, eventually I didn't get back to the book because when we came back, it was a big issue. We got into a riot. So they sent us to a lockdown unit. And the other side, Terrica, Indiana State Prison, they made a lockdown unit for us. So we was there. We have no access to no paperwork, you know what I mean, no writing and all that stuff. So that's how the concrete garden became about. Then, yeah, that's how it got started.
That right there,
That's interesting.
That's very interesting because it just goes to show you that even in the worst conditions, some things can grow from that, right?
Right.
And that's what the concrete garden really kind of like, that's what it means to me. Being an ex-rapper, I think of metaphors a lot. So when I heard that, it was like, even in the worst conditions where something shouldn't even blossom from, you can get something from that.
Right.
You just got to put in the work to get that done.
Right.
So I like that.
You know, when you said the concrete garden, that little patch of soil, you planted those seeds, the concrete couldn't stop it from still blossoming, and it went more and more and more. So when you planted that life into the ground, to a lifeless ground, it actually started to remove all the coldness and pushing that concrete back and bringing warmth to the ground, and was able to watermelons and carrots and anything else. You can't stop life. So that was a great metaphor for the people that was in there.
Yeah.
You know, because you was able to see,
inspiration
like,
right there,
no matter
too,
if you
man.
got 20 years, 25 years, 30 years, whatever life I have left, I can blossom. I can be able to make something for myself. It's like what you were acting in this movie. You was able to, I think you drew a lot of inspiration from that. That's why you were so excited when you went back. You was like, you know what? God gave me that. You know, to be able to let him put that on me, like, this should be the concrete garden.
Right.
Well said. How about you, Akbar?
Well, man, basically, you know, just that's my father right there, you know, and it just motivated me. I always like to stress, man. I represent the kids that went through the struggle in the sense of not having your father there, not having that man present. So it just motivated
that's your father in real life?
Yeah, this is my father in real life.
That's what they say.
That's even deeper.
That's why I wanted to be deep. Like, I wanted to like ask a question. Like, even with, like, I know me and my father, you know, we always, like, in especially, you know, in the movie, you guys was going at each other head to head, like going at each other, and that's what happened in real life. Because I feel as though once you become a man, right, there's 3 phases that you have. I feel as though the first phase is that you admire your father, you look up to your father, you like, he a superhero. Nobody. My son tell me all the time, nobody can beat you, Dad. Cause I used to be an Xboxer. You don't think nobody can take you. And then you go from that stage, then you start looking at your father's imperfections, and you start saying, like, dang, man, he ain't do this, he ain't do that, he wasn't there with this, he wasn't there with that. And you start saying, dang, man. And then the things that he may have told you in life, he might not subscribe to those same things. And so he start to let you down. And then the third phase is that you start to look at your father and say, well, you know what? Look at me. I'm human. He human. He made mistakes. And he just told me what he knew as the best road. So I wouldn't go down the road that he went down. You know, so, like, how do you feel as though your character portrayed, because it seemed like it mirrors, your character portrayed, you know, your real life relationship with your father? I know it didn't go to the extreme, but it's like the emotional.
Of course. No, but the thing was with this, right? Like, I'm a type of person that I'm an understanding person. The family, the people I'm around, they understand it, right? So when you understand something, you understand, as even from a kid, you might not understand it 100%, but I knew my father believed in something. And he believed in whatever it was, the loyalty, you know what I mean, holding it down in the world that he lived in. You know what I'm saying? So me growing up, I never felt that remorse to him. I swear, I was like, you know what? He not here. Not because he made a choice of not being here. He made a choice. Yeah, it was the wrong decision, and he was forced to be somewhere that he circumstances. Correct. Yeah. It's not like he was a deadbeat. You know what I mean? He home, he live around the block, but he don't see me. So I understood that, and I understood what he stood for, which motivated me now to who the person I am. You know what I mean? I forgive him for everything because how you going to teach somebody to do something great when he didn't have that upbringing? He didn't have the parents. He grew up in a crazy era. You know what I'm saying? So I can't
you only
put
know
that
what
on.
you were exposed to.
Yeah, you only know what you're exposed to. As I grew up, even being a kid, like I never had that animosity towards him. But for the show, with my character, I wanted the people to show, like, listen, I'm representing the kids that don't have that relationship with me.
Right.
And there's people that actually go hard like that on family members.
We got a lot of people that go through these situations. Like watching that show, I know somebody who went through exactly what y'all went through. Not exactly, but went through a situation where the father went away. He was fending for himself. Now he's in the game. And now father comes home trying to be some type of authoritative figure, and it's like, fam, I've been out here in that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of times, you know, this situation where some people can watch and say, oh, that's just fiction. No, I've seen that in real life. So, you know, tell me how powerful it was for you to get that story across to people.
Man, it was real. Man, for me, it was like a emotional roller coaster, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it was like, you know, when Rick said, yo, let's do this project, it was like, man, like it's gonna take me some dark places, man. You know what I mean? And
you gotta go back.
Yeah, you gotta go back, man. But the most powerful conversation was that's the same night I got released that I met him. You know what I mean? I picked him up and it was a blessing that he came out and to embrace me. You know what I mean? For not being there all his life. You know what I'm saying? All his youth. So and I looked at him and I said, you know, I asked him to forgive me. I said, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? That I wasn't there growing up. You know what I'm saying? And he looked at my eyes like, I forgive you, Dad. Like, no, man, you here now, man. That's not.
I know that was like a big release.
Yeah,
like you were holding him.
Breathe. Yeah, it was like
he was anticipating that.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, because you know, I left him when he was a baby. I come back, he's over.
You don't know who you're coming back to.
Yeah,
so they gonna look at you.
But you also did a manly thing too. You know what I mean? And went in to get that, see how he received you.
Because me and D is similar. That's what the one thing that I feel as though, you know, our culture dichotomy don't have. Like, you as a father is the leader. So you went and you was like, you know what, I apologize. Because a lot of fathers out there be like, I ain't never do nothing wrong. That's the cards I was dealt. So they didn't want to take accountability for their actions. But see, you met him with accountability. So that's why he was able to meet you with love.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. And then he started living with me, man. It was a blessing. He moved in with me. He started
living with me. So he had that bonding time.
You got to make up for lost time.
And then I explained to him that, you know, I left him and it's because I believed in the principle. You know, me, I can't even comprehend to rap. I couldn't. I don't know the era I come from, but we can't even comprehend that. We don't even. You know what I mean? That's not even. We don't even understand.
These days, you see what you see these days. Like, listen, stay out of it. Everybody's telling.
So I went to 2 trials. I took the first trial, and I lost. Then I started. First, I took the state to trial. I lost, and like 7 days later, I started my 3rd trial. I got spanked on that one too, running consecutive. You know what I mean? But by God's mercy, Allah's mercy, like 10 years in, they gave me a new appeal in the state, and they was able to run a concurrent and stuff. And then I came home, did my thing, and he forgave me again. I went down again. Homeland Security came and they charged me with having influence to commit murder. And they charged me with saying allegedly that I had put out some hits. Also, 2 kids got killed. I was traveling. I went to DR and 1 kid got killed. And then I went to DR again like 2 months later.
Another person got killed.
And another person got killed. And they said I was using my travels to things. So Homeland Security came and I had to go to trial. I had to take that to trial, and I lasted 7 days on trial, 6 days for a verdict, and alhamdulillah, he came and picked me up, man. That day I beat it, man. He came and picked me up at nighttime, man, and he got the video. We got the video, man. It was just the hug he gave me, man. I felt like yo, I'm here, Dad. I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? We're still here, and you know, and Rick had a big thing, man. By God,
shout out Rick, man.
Shout out Rick, man.
Shout out Rick.
I used to call him, man. I'd be like, yo, I'm going to trial. You know what I mean? And you know, a lot of cats don't take these feds to trial because, you know, if it gets you, but I just felt like I was like, you know, my son and them, they're going to understand. You know what I mean? I can't sit in a prison, man, for so many years, be like, damn, I should have took this to trial, man. You know what I mean? Dang, you know what I mean? At least I could be like, damn, I took it to trial. and maybe God knows, long knows, maybe a couple of years I'll come back in the field. I don't, but I can't just sit here and be like, man, if I would have took this to trial, I'm saying, I said, spin them. We gotta
roll
go.
the dice on them.
Spin them. Yeah,
and look though.
Yeah, and look, man, God is great, man. 6 days verdict, and I'm here, man. Concrete Garden, let's go, man.
So like, what do you want for you two? You know, I know y'all had a great time because y'all was able to spend even more time putting this project together. Correct. But what do you two, you know, want other people to be able to take from the project and what y'all put in?
Well, no, what we want, man, is really we're trying to teach the youth, man. Like, you know what I mean? This is not what's up, man. This is right here. This is not what you hear, man, in certain places, and the majority of the places, it's a lie, man. There's no loyalty, man. You know what I mean? It's rare, man. That loyalty left with my era. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, it left with my brothers in the 80, 81, 82, 83. You know, come from that era that I know brothers did 30 years, they ain't had nothing to do with it. I know brothers that did 25 years, they had nothing to do with it. I don't know. Who's that? I don't know. Going to trial, they didn't have nothing to do with it. That's the era I come from. So that was embedded in me through my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Boom, my brother's still down. He's been down since 1982. You know what I'm saying? He could have been home probably 10 days later. 1982, he's still down. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. We don't know nothing.
Yeah.
That don't go like that no more, man. You know what I'm saying? That don't go like that no more. So we gotta tell this youth, man, don't get tricked, man. Don't be with your homie, don't be with your man, and think he gonna hold water.
They're gonna forget about you.
They're not gonna hold water.
They're not gonna write you.
And they're
not gonna send no money. They may send it for a couple months, if that.
Not even that.
They're gonna forget about you.
They're gonna forget about you.
Life is gonna continue while you're on
style. And this is what we're trying to still tell the youth, like, yo, chill, man. Do your own thing. Stay out here with your family. Be your own man. You could be thorough and you could be humble. You don't gotta be thorough or loud and then. If somebody cross that line, then you tell them, yo, you gotta respect this line. Because remember, at the end of the day, we men, no matter if respect is everything. Whatever people claim is all respect, but it still makes you a man. No matter what you claim, it don't make you no superhero.
Right.
You still a man. And then you're gonna have cats that they're gonna go and impact. They don't care what you belong to. You pass that line, we are impact. We are impact. You know what I'm saying? Then we take it from there. Because at the end of the day, you're a man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It don't matter what you're rapping, you're a man. And then that's what happens sometimes, man. These young kids, man, get influenced by even a couple of us, man. OGs, man, supposed to be OGs. Instead of teaching the youth, they manipulate them, man. You know what I mean? Instead of teaching them, they're using them up, man. And it's sad, man, because I'm seeing these young kids, especially now when I was there now, finding this case, I was seeing these young kids come in, man, 19, 18, with 21, bodies. Baby with bodies. Man, we're in the same unit. You know what I'm saying? With bodies. And they don't even know how to take proper showers, man. But what happened? Oh, that now his co-defendant's telling on him. His guy telling on him. It was 5 in the unit. Now it's 1. 4 people already gone. 2 are home already. You know, like, you see? And this is not what it is, my brother. What it is, man. Stay out here with your kid. Stay out here with your family. With the cats that out there rapping, be humble, man. Like if you go somewhere, man, because I got caught up like this, man. If you go somewhere and you deep, and it's a couple y'all, 10, 5, whatever, man, enjoy the day, man. Enjoy the day. And don't try to humiliate somebody that's by himself or with his girlfriend or wife or whatever they do. Because what happens is that you got brothers that they're going to go and impact. They're going to go. And now this individual just went to have a good time or maybe a walk. And now you 5, 6, 7 deep. And you're like, man, she looking good, or whatever. This, whoever, and he's ready. He's gonna move.
Oh yeah,
he's gonna move. Now you're gonna tell. Let's keep it real. You're gonna tell. You leave your man right there. You're gonna tell. Yeah, he had forehead, he had beard, a jacket. They describe you to the T. By the time you get to the other light, they already got you. But 5 minutes ago, you was a thug. You was tough, or whatever you want to, whatever word you want to use. You know what I mean? Just we gotta stop this, man. You know what I mean? Let's go out there, man, and enjoy it so they stop killing each other, man.
Right. Yeah, because a lot of times, like, people preaching death and destruction, people see is no other way. But I tell you, they tell me, he knew me since I was a little kid. I started being, a little wild and kamikaze, like when I went to Greece, when I went to London, when I went to all these places.
And your world expands, you see other things.
I started seeing other things. I was like, man, listen, my life is worth more than this. So I don't even care about the little petty things. I let it just blow by me. Even with him, I check him sometimes. He check me sometimes. Because a lot of times it's not worth it.
You need those pull-ups, though, because, sometimes, like, when you come from those inner cities, sometimes you get a flashback. You know what I mean? Sometimes it be those moments where you want to wow, but then it's good to have brothers like, you know, that you got around you to bring you up.
Something that keeps you and you have to create your own bubble out here. Because if the world is going to forever be crazy. You're not going to be able to control what other people are going to do. So you got to create your own safe bubble amongst you because you know what you want to do already. So you know, let me not put myself into this position because I know if I'm around all these people, if somebody violates, that I understand what I'm going to do. And I understand that this is not conducive to my future. So we got to make sure that we start creating our own bubbles because I'm not just protecting myself, I'm protecting you too.
Well, I'm trying to really, that's why we're doing Grind, Hustle, Live. It's more than just selling merch or whatever the case may be. It's more like trying to put different narratives out there. I don't want to create a bubble. I want the whole world to be the same. Respect that man, every man respect you. You go about your business, you go about his business. It don't got to be any disrespect on any type of levels because, you know, you don't know what that man is going to do. So have respect for that man. I just want people to understand that you don't have to live this gangster lifestyle. You don't have to do it. It's another way.
It's okay to be you.
Be able to live.
It's okay to be you.
I love going home and hugging my kid. You know, so it's like all these different things that we gotta learn and develop as a culture. Like you don't gotta be hard. You don't gotta be tough all the time. And sometimes you don't gotta crash out. That's just a moment in time. Like I was about to crash out one time in the gym with him, and he was like, "Yo, bro." And the crazy thing is, now I think about it, I'm like, I would have did that for what?
You gotta have
it would have derailed everything. So a lot of times you gotta just have a clear mind and be like, bro, that disrespect that I felt, hey, that's not disrespected, but disrespect passed, it fades.
I wanna thank you. I want to thank you for coming here. I want to thank your son for coming here, man. Your story is inspiring. I know that y'all going to do more things, bigger and better things, and I can't wait to see where else y'all take this thing. But again, I appreciate you, my brother, and I appreciate you too, my brother. And listen, man, make sure y'all like Kyle, RCL Productions, man. We got my guy Rick, my guy Chris, and my guy Lee, and the rest of the cast. We thank y'all, and the viewers, we thank y'all for tuning in with us, man. Till next time, first you find your grind.
Then you turn it to a hustle.
So you live life how you want to.
GHL signing out, man. Y'all know what it is. First you find your grind. Then you turn it to a hustle. Then you live life how you want to. Yeah. Grind, hustle, live, grind, hustle, live, grind, hustle, live, grind, hustle, live. Got out the mud, came out of that dirt. No time for sleep, been putting that work. Do it for my last name, can't do it for my first. I'm a king since birth, been on my worth. Grind, hustle,